La suite du programme, mesdames et messieurs, à présent avec la nouvelle manche qualificative de la catégorie mini, le groupe A face au groupe C, avec une grille de départ que vous découvrez à l'instant. Lewis Boats partira en pole position avec à ses côtés le champion de la catégorie mini rookie de l'an dernier, Denver Boss. Deuxième ligne occupée par Di Dordal et Milan Beku. Milan Beku, leader du championnat en arrivant ici à Mariembourg. Ces deux-là auront derrière eux Marcus Enganassen et Matteo Campobello. Dorian Grandjean démarra 7e avec à ses côtés Manoa Laurent, 9e position pour Mathis Pissens, la 10e pour Milo Cornil. Et puis derrière, on retrouve dans cet ordre Edouard Berger, Bram Konings, Toby Terrard, Dan Van Damme, Lutherium Fernandez. Et puis ensuite, on retrouvera en dehors du top 15 Martin Gomis, François Collignon, Roseline Hennick, Musa Bera Akbaba, Théo Randax, Tom Grosjean et enfin à la 22e position, Martin Rodriguez.
Yeah, we've had the official results come through. Top three in the previous heat was Julian Van der Cotelet winning ahead of Denver Boz by just over, under a tenth and a half. Milan Beku up to P3 at the end of the race. Several drivers got penalties. Martin Gomis, 5-second time penalty for pushing. Dan Van Dam, 5-second time penalty for front fairing, along with Thiago Onink. Thiago Onink, along with Joshua Lawson got a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision, but Thiago Onink had an additional 15 seconds of penalties added to the race time. Extra time penalty for a 5-second steward decision. Then we had front fairing and then causing a collision. So Thiago Onink, not exactly having a very good one on that particular occasion, but this is the halfway stage. We've got this and one more heat to go. So this will be the last race for the likes of Denver Boz, Milan Beku, Matteo Campobello, Manuel Laurent, Milo Cornil et al. So Milan Beku has already got a third place. He's got to wait to see what happens in the next race to see how far up the order he will be and whether he will be close to getting a maximum score in this point. But Simon, it's over to you once again for the race start, my friend.
Le départ dans quelques instants, mesdames et messieurs, avec un très joli peloton pour cette manche qualificative. 22 pilotes au départ, avec, on vous l'a dit, Lewis Boats qui va lancer les hostilités. Le peloton qui se présente maintenant dans cette ligne droite de départ. Les magnifiques images de drone pour vivre cela avec un peu de hauteur. Le premier virage qui se passe pour l'instant sans encombre pour l'ensemble du peloton. Le premier virage avec Lewis Boats qui a dû faire face à notamment Denver Boss, mais qui est plus loin dans la hiérarchie. Ouais, Denver Boss, il est redescendu dans ce classement.
Milan Beku's currently running in 6 at the moment, behind the two that are going side by side. And Beku's trying to force a window of opportunity down into Chemin de Fer. He's got through for P5 at the moment.
Oui, et je pense que c'est Di Dordal en fait qui a pris un excellent envol.
Yes, opening purple sector for the 898 as Rosalind May Heineke's grandmother watching from Indianapolis once again, always tunes in on time. So a very good morning. Hope you've got your strong coffee on standby because it's going to be a long, long day in the office. But meantime, Didi Dodala leads the way after the opening tour. And he's got behind him Lewis Boots and the Norwegian Marcus Engen Arsen in the 882, rounding out the top three, covered by 3.5 tenths of a second. Milan Beku has got to try and see if he can get past the 879 in front of him. That is Metis Piesens. That is for the battle for fourth position. So hopefully, if Milan gets up to P3 by the end of this race, that won't be a bad place to start if that puts him on the inside of the second row for the final.
7 minutes 20 et un tour. Il y en avait 9 au départ de cette manche qualificative. C'est le même schéma que tout à l'heure. Et pour l'instant, Didier Dordal est en train de creuser quelque peu l'écart par rapport à ses plus proches poursuivants. Poursuivants qui sont au nombre de 4, comme vous pouvez le voir à l'instant. Et attention parce qu'on est en train de jouer un jeu d'équipe là entre Lewis Boats et Marcus Enganasson. Mais ça revient derrière avec notamment Mathis Pissens, mais aussi avec Milan Beku qui a forcément l'envie de bien faire dans ces manches qualificatives en vue du championnat. Regardez l'attaque à présent au virage numéro 2 de la part de Mathis Pissens qui est passé en 3e position.
Yeah, through on the young Norwegian, and Pearson's put in the fastest lap of the race, 1 minute 2.872. That is nearly on a par with what we saw in the earlier qualifying sessions, which is nearly on, well, that's slightly, that's 10 thousandths behind Gillian van der Kotelet's Group 1 qualifying lap time. So the track is really evolving as Mathis Pearson's doing exactly what he needs to do. He's up into P2 now on up on Lewis Boots. So now the chase begins between Lewis Boots and Didier Dordal. Denver Boz is now down in 7th, maybe make that 6th, because it looks like he got through at the final right-hander on Dorian Grandjean, the 8.17 for P6. So look at this battle at the top between the top quintet. 1 second covering them, and here goes Milan Beku up the inside, through on Marcus Enganasson, and that is 4th for the current championship leader. He's still got 5.5 minutes plus an additional lap to try and close in. Doesn't need to go at full guns blazing, but to make general improvements on sector time, which helps bring together each and every lap.
Oui, c'est 5 minutes et un tour qui s'annonce encore palpitante dans cette manche qualificative avec Didier Dordal qui voit revenir sur lui un groupe de poursuivants déterminés à encore gagner et grappiller l'une ou l'autre position, à commencer par Mathis Pissens qui est dans un rythme effréné depuis tout à l'heure, une 0,2 812, c'est lui qui est le plus rapide en piste pour l'instant. Il va pouvoir profiter de l'aspiration dans cette ligne droite, ce serait bien de revenir voilà sur les leaders et le dépassement et le changement de leader. Dans cette manche qualificative, Mathis Pissens est désormais en tête devant Didier Dordal. C'est un Belge qui cède le leadership à un de ses compatriotes. Derrière, eh bien, on retrouve Lewis Boats et Milan Beku qui est bien revenu après un début de manche un peu mouvementé. Début de manche mouvementé aussi pour Denver Boss qui n'est qu'en 6e position.
So the battles continue, and look at the 4 at the front. Oh, that was so close. I think now we've got Milan Beku at the back of the quartet. So Marcus Enganasson has dropped to 5th. Beku up the inside, trying to get through on, I think that is Mathis Piersens, I believe. And now there goes Marcus Enganasson back up the inside, out of the penultimate right-hander, now through the final right-hander. Milan Beku now knows that the fight is well and truly lit alive now. The fireworks could be at any sudden moment in this final day of the season, and it is about 2 things. Don't think about the championship now is the first one. Second thing, get that cart across the line as fast as you can. Don't worry about what's going to happen later on, because you'll deal with it then. You've got to focus on the here and the now, and that's more prevalent than anything else, because the way that things are going, Didier Dordal is starting to stride away from Lewis Boots. Mathis Piersens and everybody else behind, they're playing catch-up here. And at the back of that train, well, he did drop down a little bit further back, but he's closed in on them. Denver Boz with the purple sector in the middle sector of the circuit. Denver Boz is going to make the 6 drivers that can and will have an opportunity of winning this second heat.
2 minutes 40 et c'est Diede Dordal qui se retrouve à nouveau en tête dans cette course. Devant Lewis Boat, c'est Mathis Pissens qui a donc perdu quelques longueurs dans cette bagarre. Marcus Nganassen en a profité pour remonter à la 4e place devant Milan Beku. Et ça se bagarre toujours entre ces deux-là. Denver Boss en profite aussi pour revenir. Et puis derrière, il y a un énorme trou avec un autre groupe emmené pour l'instant par Manoa Laurent et Dorian Grandjean. Et regardez Milan Beku qui passe Marcus Nganassen, tout comme Denver Boss. Ah, ce n'est pas fini dans ce groupe de tête. Il reste 2 minutes et un tour maintenant. Et ça s'annonce encore passionnant, palpitant jusqu'au bout. Une course véritablement à suspense.
It's racing that keeps you on the edge of your seat with your heart palpitating quite significantly. The heart rates will increase, the adrenaline will increase, and the atmosphere is absolutely electric. The wind might be blowing the flags in the background very, very hard, maybe blowing past those. They're flapping around in the breeze, but second place now goes the way from Lewis Boots to Mathis Piesens. And then Boots trying the counter-offensive through into 3, the 879 having the 830s number, but that's going to allow... Oh, right, Denver Boz has got the bit between his teeth, fire lit in the belly of that young Dutchman. He's going to make his way down into Chemin de Fer. Milan Beku, in the meantime, gets through on Marcus Nganassen for 5th place. But 2nd, 3rd and 4th, you can't really separate them right now as Lewis Boots up the inside of Mathis Piesens, and here goes Denver Boz, the Flying Dutchman from WJS Racing. Is he going to get through? He's going to try and do something special here. He's going to make it 3 wide, and Denver Boz with an outstanding inside manoeuvre gets through on the pair of them, and here comes Mathis Piesens fighting back as we go on to the penultimate lap of this race. This is going to allow Diede Dordal to go away into the distance. And Denver Boz finds himself re-relegated back down into 4th position behind Lewis Boots, who's got Mathis Piesens swarming all over his rear bumper. This is going to bring Milan Beku back into the mix as now Boz up the inside of Piesens through at Chemin de Fer. Back for P3 goes the 887 for WJS Racing. Milan Beku, the 899 from Eichmann's Grand Prix, is there too now. Makes it a quintet battling away over 2nd position. But Diede Dordal did have a 1.2 second advantage with 2 laps to go. What's his advantage going to be as we go on to the final lap of this penultimate heat for Mini in 2025? 2.3 seconds. It was nearly 3 wide again for P2. And here comes Beku. Here comes Nganassen. Beku to the inside. Boz makes a mistake. Force wide. Nganassen gets through as well. So Beku up to 4th. Nganassen up to 5th. And Denver Boz now at the back of the train. He's 6th. 2nd place is going to swap. And Piesens runs a little bit wide. It's 3 wide for 3rd position. Down into turn 5. Milan Beku was squeezed right in the middle. There's contact between Boz and Beku. Front to rear bumper. But Mathis Piesens holds on, but he doesn't now. Here comes Milan Beku as Lewis Boots gets through. Denver Boz gets through, but runs wide in the 2nd phase of Escargot. Piesens, and now look at the chasing pack. There's another 7 carts that have bolted themselves to the end of the train. It is going to be Diede Dordal that's going to win the race. Milan Beku is now pulling away. He's going to get 2nd. Dordal wins. Beku P2. Who's going to be 3rd? It's Nganassen by 6 1/1000ths. Well, what can you say about that race there? Diede Dordal went off for a casual Sunday afternoon canter in the Cavan countryside, wins the race by nearly 5.1 seconds. Milan Beku gets P2 after a scramble. And I truly mean it was a scramble for 2nd. Marcus Nganassen pips teammate Lewis Boots by 6 1/1000ths at the line for P3. Denver Boz was in contention, ends up 5th ahead of Dorian Grandjean. Then look at how close the top 14 were. 8.7 seconds in between them. So, I've just heard that Rosalind May Heinecker has just had a 5-second time penalty given for pushing. But what can you say about that one? Dan Van Dam, Milo Cornel, Mattis Piesens, Edouard Berger rounds out the top 10. Toby Tehar in 11th. Manuel Laurent, Matteo Campobello, Martin Gomis, Musa Bera Agbaba, Bram Konings, Luterian Fernandez, Theo Handax, Martin Rodriguez, Francois Collignon, Tom Grosjean, and Rosalind May Heinecker round out your finishers. But Dadala wins by 5.1 seconds.